Good morning. This is Lisa Sullivan, and I'm working on a thematic unit for EDIC 522. The grade level that we're looking at today is going to be 11th and 12th grade. This is economics and government course. This is the thematic unit. It's going to be centered on social study and primarily economics. The students will be able to describe the differences between wants and needs and make appropriate choices and trade-offs. They will also be able to discuss the 4 factors of production. I do have long lesson plans that will be found attached to this document with more details outlining. What I've created here that you can see is just the day-to-day thematic unit outline. And I've attached it to the content standards as well. On day 1, students are going to use some Google Docs to write 4 things they think economics is all about, just using a little brainstorming. Students will share via Google Docs discussing the items that they would like to buy and study on the study of economics. Students will also create a Prezi that will illustrate the 4 factors of production. Students will brainstorm in cooperative groups using Google Docs to identify other businesses that require very little land, labor, or capital. Students will create a comic strip identifying the 4 factors of production. For day 2, students will identify 5 appealing vacation destinations. They may only choose one of those with which they get to go to hypothetically. Students will explain their choices using Google Docs and describe what they gave up by choosing that particular vacation destination choice. And students will also read and complete 2 review questions using a CELI, which we will check for student understanding. On day 3, students will present 3 examples of decisions using trade-offs. Students will create a comic strip to identify the concept of opportunity costs. Students will interpret a line graph, study the data, and look for relationships and draw conclusions about the topic. Students will create a chart to explain the line graph using eye charts, and they will share those with the class. Day 4, students will identify the 4 economic systems presented, and each student will write an essay using Google Docs, detailing the similarities and differences between the systems. Students will work independently using a tree graph organizer. Students will use CELI for me to check for understanding. On day 5, students will use Google Docs to write 2 paragraphs describing a command and or market economy, or a mixed economy as well. Students will then create a Prezi to highlight what it would be like to be a teenager living in another country, and they will need to include how they will spend and save their money. Students on day 6 will work in cooperative work groups with a partner, and they will analyze a real-life case story of Russia in crisis. Students will identify the problems Russia has faced as it struggles to establish a free market economy. They'll be using Google Docs to do so. Students will create their own practice quiz or test using Quizlet, and students will finish and present a raft project using Prezi, where they will identify the differences of a command, a market, a mixed, or a socialistic economy. Within this project, students are going to be taking some other frame notes, which are identified in our in my lesson plans that I have posted online, and as well, there's also going to be an opportunity to check out the some of the rubrics that I've created for the Google Docs and the Prezi products, and also the eye chart and the comic strip. And students will, there is access on another page that will identify how those rubrics and what the students will be expected to learn and turn in. Again, this is just a brief overview of the project that I've worked on. The detailed lesson plans are attached to this, and so we will want to take a deeper look at those to see how each day would be presented. But thank you and have a great day.